All right, here. Let's see if I can get this thing going.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Give it a couple minutes here. I know many of you guys are traveling. Give a couple minutes here for you guys to join in. So, really tonight we're going to be talking about brokerage accounts and investment apps. So, got a lot of questions, a lot of times about, what investment app to use, what brokerage account. And I'm very reluctant a lot of times to talk about it because, quite honestly, I don't really care. And also, when I start suggesting stuff, I feel like I should be getting paid for it. So since I don't have any connections to any of these, any affiliates with any of these companies, I'm very reluctant to tell someone where to go. But because I've been getting so many requests, I figured I'd talk about it tonight. And that is the big topic people want to talk about. And basically, in order to have access to the market, you have to select a broker at the end of the day. It's just like if you were to buy a real estate property, you're going to need that middleman between you and the people that's going to finance for you. And that's your broker, that's your investment broker. Same thing with the stock market. Until you, go through the process to getting all the paperwork to become a broker, you're going to need a broker to have access to the stock market. So I figured tonight I'd try to answer this question for you guys. And I'm not really going to answer the question. I'm just going to do like a review because depending on where you are and what you're looking to accomplish is going to depend on which broker you may want to select. So that's that. So before I get into that, just got a couple of announcements. We got a couple of things that's coming down the pipe. Of course, you can always go to www.ergj.net. That's www.ergj.net. In a couple of hours, we're starting our oil investment session. So you got one more hour left to sign up for that. It's $10 if you want to sit in on a session where we are talking about, the oil industry, building an oil watch list, and looking for some opportunities to invest. So if you're looking for some investment opportunities, you want to talk about that, have that discussion, that's going to be tonight. And the registration is only open for one more hour. So if that's something you're interested in, you just click on www.ergj.net. I've left my website in the comments or in the title of this video. Also coming up, I've gone ahead and scheduled. Got a couple things that's scheduled already. So talked about that. We got the stock market game coming up. So that's going to start on January 30th. That's open for you to register for as well. That's $20 to join in. You're going to learn how to build a diversified stock portfolio. We're also going to be tracking the market for the next 3 months, which is the beginning of the Trump regime, and you'll be able to see how market flows with events, with things that happen. So we're going to have some bi-weekly sessions as well to help you get through. All this stuff is geared towards beginners as well. So don't think that it's over my head or whatever the case may be. The more that you involve yourself in opportunities, and the more familiar and more confident you're going to get when it comes to this thing called investing. We go ahead and schedule the next session. After our oil session will be the marijuana session. So we're going to be talking about the marijuana industry. We're going to have an investment session on that as well. And that's going to be in 2 weeks from today. We got early bird registration open right now. So the sooner you get your place, the less expensive it will be. So we only got a few early bird opportunities available. So you don't want to, if you want to get in and you want to get in the cheapest price, you want to get it as soon as possible. Once all of those slots are gone, then you'll pay the regular price. So trying to make things affordable. I don't want anybody saying I don't have the money or anything like that. Like, it's really about your will to win if you're committed to it. And then a couple of other things. You can check out the website, www.ergj.net. Again, for the opportunities that are coming up, events, classes, and things like that. We got the Stock Market 101 class. That's scheduled. That's out. You can sign up for that. And we got the Stock Market class for kids in February. Both of those are out. You can sign up for that. So tonight, I want to get right into it because I don't know how long this is going to take, and I don't really like to do long videos. But I'm really going to go through 6 different investment apps or brokers for you guys to select from. And you know, as you are considering where you want to go, what are the pros and cons and things like that. I don't necessarily have a I'm not really saying which one I like better or not. It's just depending again on your situation. But let's start with brokerage accounts. Two of the most popular and probably best ones, especially if you're beginning, as far as a full service, let's not say a discount broker is what they call. That just basically means that you know, you access to them is not as expensive as a full service broker because they don't give you as much. You don't need, you know, you're not going to get a person, a broker in person that's going to, you know, build your portfolio, is going to manage your money or anything like that. If you're looking for wealth management, then you would probably go somewhere else. But these are going to be discount brokers or things like, or companies like Share Builder, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Trade King, Options House. All of these are what they call discount brokers. These are basically online brokers. They offer some mobile experiences. So two that we're going to talk about today, E-Trade and TD Ameritrade. I think those are two of the best ones, not necessarily the cheapest ones, but when I think about somebody that's going to get started in the market, I think about the service that you're going to receive as far as customer service when you have questions, and then their platforms itself that gives you access to all these different things that you'll learn along the way that you can use as tools. TD Ameritrade and E-Trade. I typically move people towards TD Ameritrade because it also comes with a platform called Thinkorswim. And with Thinkorswim, you actually can do what they call paper trading, which will allow you to have create a mock portfolio, be able to do everything you can with play money. It's almost like stock market monopoly. You don't invest in anything, you don't risk anything, but you can learn a lot and see what some of your, I use Thinkorswim for a lot of my theory crafting. So TD Ameritrade, it's $9.99. There's the trade commission. That's basically a trade commission means that you pay to trade $10 to buy into a stock. And you also pay $10 to sell the stock. So that's $20 total for your in and your out of a position. And that's for, you know, basically long-term traders. They probably have a different price if you are a trader, like if you're doing options or you're a day trader or something like that, they may have a different cost there. There's no minimum, no account minimum. And what I'm talking about here with these brokerage accounts, these are basically, in order to start these things, it's just like you started a checking account. It doesn't take much more than that. Your personal information, how you want the account to be set up, and you can do joint accounts, you can do custodial accounts, which means that you would have an account for someone that's under 18, things like that. You can do that with these type brokers. So if you're a person that's saying, hey, I want to get my child started, well, you probably are going to start with an app. You're going to start with an account because you'll have access to, you'll have the ability to create a custodial account. Hey, what's going on, Andre? What's going on, Ron John? All right, so TD Ameritrade, zero account minimum. Now, this is where I started. I started with TD Ameritrade because at the time when I got started, I didn't have much money. So I said, well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and open the account. And because it's a zero account minimum, then I'm going to build up my brokerage account money while I'm learning. And that's what I did. So people ask me, how did I get started? Man, I got started with $50. I put $50 into my TD Ameritrade account, and then I kept putting $50 in until I got to $500. Sometimes I got a little bonus from work. Sometimes I got a birthday came by, and I put money in, and I said, hey, when I get $500, that's when I'm going to start trading. What was I doing in between that time? I was going to seminars. I was going to workshops. I was going to classes to learn about it. I was reading books. So if you're saying, hey, I don't have the money to get started, well, hey, you can at least open the account. So now you got access to get started. That's one of the first steps. So I talk about the steps, the 7 steps to open your first stock in my class. Again, that's Stock Market 101. That's available for you to sign up for. And that's coming in February. February is all about Black Wealth Month. Forget history. We need to create our own history. So Black Wealth Month coming in February. Got a lot of stuff coming in February. All right. They do have some promotions many times when you open up your account. You know, if you have so much money down, you get so many free trades, things like that. E-Trade, $9.99 to trade is your trade commission. $500 is your minimum account, your account minimum. So if you don't have $500 to open that, you won't be able to open that account. So there's basically the big two differences. TD Ameritrade comes with Thinkorswim. E-Trade, it has a $500 minimum balance. All right. But they also come with analysis tools, real-time data, advanced trading capabilities. So if you want to get into options, you want to get into Forex, things like that, you can do that through these platforms. Yeah, so E-Trade and TD Ameritrade both have mobile offerings as well. So what I was doing, I had my TD Ameritrade on my phone, and I could make trades from my phone. So they still have mobile capabilities. All right. Again, I don't want. How long is this already? 10 minutes. I only got through 2. All right. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that's enough as far as these discount brokers and some of the things that you can do there and with TD Ameritrade and E-Trade. So if you ask me, where should I start? I'm gonna point you to those 2. Now there's others available, but if you're just getting started, I'm gonna point you to those 2. Now here's the good thing: regardless of where you start, you can always transfer somewhere else. So if you feel like, hey, they're not servicing you well, they're not doing a good job, you don't like whatever, you can always transfer your account and go somewhere else, just like a bank, right? If I get tired of Bank of America charging me these fees, I can go to Wells Fargo. Same thing here. All right. Now we get on to these apps, which is what a lot of people are asking about. So these are basically your apps that allow you to trade stocks commission free. Best free trading. Now, I'm not a big believer on free trading because, I was taught growing up that nothing in life is free. So there's some trade-offs when you start talking about free. So the first one we're going to talk about is Loyal3. Loyal3. So that's LOYAL3. This one is kind of get some high stars. When I started looking at apps, this is the first one I kind of piqued my interest because at the time, I was interested in IPOs and ETFs, and this is what this app is for. So if you are a person that, hey, you want to get these initial public offerings, which means a company just went public, you're interested in some ETFs, which means that they are electronically traded funds. They're like mutual funds that are electronic. This will be a place to go. Now the pros and cons to Loyal3, you get free trading. You can get fractional shares, so you don't have to buy whole shares of anything. Again, that comes into that whole ETF thing. You have access to IPOs, and you can do automatic investment plans. That's great. Now the cons are very limited availability. So only about 70 stocks are available through this platform. Got some slow execution. They work in batch orders. I have to explain it another time. A lack of tools and research. So you don't have the tools and research that you would have if you went with a discount broker. Of course, hopefully you know that because you got an app. So you're not going to have all the functionality as if you was on a PC. You have limited choice of account types. Now, Loyal3 service is a service that lets you access IPOs and trade well-known stocks, including fractional shares. So that's a good thing. With $0 in commission, that's a good thing because you don't have to buy a whole share in order to get started. Some of you guys may be looking at Amazon and say, hey, Amazon is $800. I don't have that kind of money. Well, you can buy fractional shares. So you don't have to buy a whole share of Amazon. If you want to get Amazon and they have it available, well, you can get a portion of a whole share. You can get a quarter of a share or percentage of a share. So it still allows you access, even if you can't afford a whole share of whatever it is that you might be interested in. Loyal3 is really a good platform for beginners. And as a seasoned trader, you might not be interested in this due to the once-a-day batch trades. What that means is it's not a real-time trade. So if I see something right now, and I'm like, hey, I want to buy it right now at that price, I couldn't do it because they process orders on a batch system, kind of like a credit card company or credit card. When you batch out credit cards at the end of your day, you do a whole batch and send it to the credit card company. The same way here. So I couldn't buy it right now at that price. I would have to wait until their batch order, and I can get it at the price of whatever the price is when the batch order is complete. So that's the difference. Now, as a beginning investor, that probably doesn't matter. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, and that's okay. I'm just sharing that for people that are maybe you got some experience or not. So it's best for free stock trading for beginning investors and for those that may be interested in investing in IPOs. Next, hopefully that helps. You guys gotta leave me some. What's going on? I can't even say, Miss Hunt. What's up? So leave me some comments, some feedback, because I like engagement, guys. You guys wanted me to do this. I see 5 likes right now. That's not a good thing. All right, that tells me I need to cut this short. All right, so Robinhood. So a lot of you guys got Robinhood. A lot of you guys ask me, what's going on with this? So Robinhood, again, it's a broker. Again, a broker, this means you got access to the stock market. That allows you to trade large number of stocks and ETFs for no commission. It's basically a stripped down means of trading that is easy to use and easy access with zero account minimum balance and quick sign up process. So here are the pros to Robinhood. No commissions, no account minimums. It's easy to use and got a streamlined interface. The cons, again, is going to be limited security, so you don't have access to the whole market. It only offers individual taxable accounts, so that means that it's sole, like it's just for you, just for one person. So you couldn't do a joint account, you can't do a custodial account. Lack of tools and research sources, again, means that you can't do much research with Robinhood if you're really looking to dive into the stock market. And it also has no broker transfer. So you just can't take your account and transfer it somewhere else. You're going to basically have to cash out of everything, make all your money liquid, and then you can take your money and then you could move it somewhere else. Whereas when I'm with TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, I can just basically transfer my whole account somewhere else, no matter where it stands. I don't have to cash out of anything. That's some of the differences when you have apps versus you having a brokerage account. Not a bad thing, just sharing some of the pros and cons of, app versus account and what you guys may be looking to do with it. Now, Robinhood is best for if you're doing frequent stock or ETF, if you're a frequent stock or ETF trader. So as we compare Robinhood to Loyal 3, if you're going to start doing, having more activity, then Robinhood will probably be better for you. If you're a person that's just trying to buy stock, every paycheck or whatever, Loyal 3 might be better for you. Obviously, mobile users, this is good for mobile users, and that's kind of where we're moving in the market. That's where we're kind of moving in evolution, is everybody's using stuff on their phone. Now, TD Ameritrade and E-Trade, they have mobile platforms, but again, a mobile platform versus having an app is different functionality. And then again, for individual taxable accounts. So if it's just you and you're not looking to you're married and you and your wife want to have an account, or again, you have a child and you and your child want to have an account, that's not going to be for you in Robinhood. But if it's just you and you're cool with that, you're going to be on your phone, you're not really tapping into a PC much at all, and you're going to be doing a little bit more, you're diving a little bit more into the market, and you're interested in ETFs, then Robinhood, may be the best option for you. All right. So is it good for beginners? Yes, Robinhood is good for beginners. So the two, well, if you are just beginning, I'm gonna go to the next two, which are really, really good for beginning. Now, as far as the security, all these mobile apps open to hacking. As far as security, I mean, at this point, everything is open to hacking. Apps, it doesn't matter. Russia is coming to get us. I don't know about the security on them. I mean, obviously they're going through the Apple and the Android platforms. I mean, so I'm a little leery of them. I'm a little bit, but that's just my bias because of where I started. But I'm a little bit more like, hey, we talking. The way I think about it like this, thanks for asking, Jay. The way I think about it is like this, right? Does Wells Fargo, Bank of America, wherever you bank at, do they have an app? You know what I mean? That you are transacting your business with. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's in the same vein as far as when we're talking about money. Now, I guess, does PayPal have an app? I think Facebook probably has an app at this point. You can transact money. So does Western Union have an app? So, that's a great question. So he asked a good question. I don't really know the security of them. Obviously, they probably have done a good job with trying to keep security, but you know, me personally, I'm staying away from the apps. I'm just providing information for you. I don't use any of these. But I'm a seasoned trader. But then again, let me back that up. As a beginner trader, you probably aren't going to have that much money in the market anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. But then as you start to get the triple digits and you know, and quadra digits as far as your account is concerned, you know what I mean? So these apps are really, you know, and when I think about it, you just putting pennies and dimes and nickels into the market. Like, so if they ain't nobody trying to hack that. I'm just being real. I'm not clowning nobody. I'm just, you know, does that make sense, Jay? You know, you got 50 cents in the market. I don't think nobody trying to hack that. You know what I mean? But if you got $5,000 in the market or $50,000 in the market, that's a whole different story. So think about that as well as you grow your account. Let's just put it that way. All right. So both Loyal3 and Robinhood, they have 0 commissions, 0 minimums, and they have no promotions right now for you to get those. Now, the next two are really two that are really good for beginners. You just getting started. You want to go with using an app, and you decide to do that if you watch this whole video and you go through the pros and the cons of everything. And we're going to start talking about Stash and Acorns. So Jasmine, Stash and Acorns are really geared towards the person that has never traded before in their life or invested before in their life. All right. So let's talk about Acorns, because Stash is the very, very new one. Let's talk about Acorns first. Acorns is really good for students, investors under the age, it says investors under the age of 24, investors who have maxed out their tax advantage saving options. So that's going to be, you know, you've started to invest in your IRA, your 401ks, all that stuff. This is good. Now, this is the key. This is exactly what I think about when I think about Acorns. This is good for people who struggle to save. So if you have a hard time saving, if you can't put your excess money away for you to live off of, then you're probably not going to be able to put your excess money away or your discretionary income away for you to be able to invest. So when I think about Acorns, I think about a souped up savings account. I don't really look at it as investing. I look at it like a souped up savings account. This is me personally. But Acorns offers individual non-retirement accounts only. So you don't have, like with TD Ameritrade, I can get an IRA. With TD Ameritrade, I could look at other investment options. You're not going to have that with an app. You're not going to have that with Acorns. Each Acorn portfolio is made up of 6 ETFs with expense ratios ranging from 0.05 to 0.20. Expense ratios means fee. So even though you have a fee attached to these ETFs, you cannot invest into individual stocks, mutual funds, bonds, or other securities through Acorns. So you can only invest with Acorns in their specific ETFs they have set available for you to invest in, and you also pay an expense ratio or a fee, which is an expense ratio on those ETFs. Not only that fee, you also have another fee. So if your account balance is less than $5,000, then you pay $1 per month. If it's over $5,000, then you pay an annual fee of 0.25% of your account balance. Now, this is important because this is important to understand. I don't think I'm going to be able to explain all of this in this video, but you got to calculate, you got to understand fees. That's going to be in anything. You got to understand fees. Fees take away from your bottom line. So if you think about, hey, let's just take the 0.25 and let's just take the 0.20. Let's just make that 0.5 or half of a percentage. That's going to be a lot better than $1 a month, because more than likely you're a college student, you're putting in pennies on the dollar into this Acorn account. If you pay $1 a month, that means that you would at least have to have put in $1 just to break even before any appreciation or depreciation of whatever it is that you're investing in. And then you got to take off on top of that a fee of 0.05 or 0.20, depending on what you are invested in. So this is something that probably most parents who have, or most students that have this app, they don't understand, they haven't talked about, and they haven't figured out, is this the best way for me to go, depending on how much I'm actually putting in to this app or into this account. I'm not going to get into all of that right now because it doesn't, it's going to take too long. That's why I have classes. So now here's the cool thing. College students can invest for free for 4 years from the date of registration, but they must have a .edu email. So this is really geared towards college students. So if you have a college student and they have an .edu email, then they'll actually use this app to avoid all of those fees and be able to basically invest for free. So me personally, as I teach kids and I start to get into some of these schools, I would probably talk to them about this, just from the simple fact that, hey, if you go off to college, you know, you advance your education, you're going to be paying all this money, you know, for your education, at least you'll be able to invest for free. All right, so you must have a $5 account balance just to begin, but it's really account minimum of 0. So that's Acorns. All right, everybody good on that? I still only got 5 likes, man. What's going on here? I'm putting in a lot of work here. Hey, Ms. Hunt, are you going to be with us this evening? We're doing a oil investment session. So for those that don't know, in about an hour and a half, we're doing our oil investment session, and that's actually going to be going more into depth into things. And we also you got 30 minutes left to sign up for that. I've been talking about it, been telling you guys about it for so long. You got 30 minutes left, and then registration closes. So you can go to the website www.ergj.net, and that's the last. That's probably not going to be the last time I talk about it. But hey, you got my point. All right, so our last, the last one I'm gonna talk about, guys, and I know there's more out there, is Stash. So many people, you probably been getting stuff on your Facebook and seeing all these ads for Stash. I have, but I haven't really looked into it. So, you know, here is a good time for us to do that. People, let me see here if I can find Stash. Anyway, so Stash is very similar to Acorns. They have a 0.25% management fee. They have actually a $5 account minimum. And then they currently have a promotion right now where you can invest with them, free activity for the first 3 months. So I wonder what that activity is going to be after 3 months. Let me see here. See if I can get to it. All right. So Stash is very similar to Acorns. It's investors. This is best for investors who want guiding, selecting investment. So what they do is they basically go ahead and create these, what they call ETFs, which is a basket of stocks for those that don't want to individually select stocks. So you don't have to go through the process of researching. You don't have to go through the process of using tools and resources. You can look at, they probably have 10, 12, 15, 20 ETFs for you to be able to select from, and you just select from there. So they try to take all of the extensive work out of it, so at least you can get into the game. So I understand their approach. This is for new investors, and they have themes around their ETF. So maybe they'll have like a love theme for February or something. I don't know. A candy theme or something, or so themes are really catchy, right? So for Black History Month, right, I would do a black owned company theme or whatever. You know what I mean? So they're going to put all of these companies that match this theme: retail, sports apparel, their themes, and they're gonna put into this basket. They're going to put these stocks that fit that theme. Hopefully that makes sense. So there are going to be fees attached to this as well. So it's $1 a month if you have less than $5,000 in your account. If you have more than $5,000 into your account, it's going to be 0.25% of your balance. So probably for a year. Stash is not a robo-advisor and does not have discretion to manage customer accounts. So Acorns is probably has a robo-advisor. They don't have a robo-advisor. So that's just basically, if you ask a question, then they probably have set in stone all of the normal questions that people ask, and then they'll have a robot is going to answer your question. It's going to give you it's going to give you a scripted answer, because people ask the same questions. so at any rate, you do have an expense ratio. Again, this was a little bit more expensive. 0.1% to 0.7% is your expense ratio across these different thematic ETFs that they have available for you. The average is 0.36%. That's a fee. They have over 30 ETFs available, so very limited in what you can select from, but they do have some ETFs for you to select from. And inside of those ETFs will be holdings, 10 holdings, 15 holdings, whatever. And basically, it's a basket of stocks. When I say holdings, just think of stocks. All right. No annual account, no annual inactivity or outgoing transfer fee. So no annual fee, no inactivity fee, and no outgoing transfer fee. So you got, again, just like banks, sometimes they'll try to kid you with, hey, you ain't done no business in a while, we're going to charge you some money. But they offset that by having by the fees that you would pay, that $1 a month or that 0.25%. Oh, no problem, Jay. Appreciate it, man. You can only have individual accounts. Oh man, I got some looks like I'm dying here. Oh, okay, I'm back. I got some. It's only for individual accounts, and you actually can get some customer support. They do have a customer support, and they have email support. So they're a little bit more user friendly, I would say. As far as people being able to ask questions and get some help as far as maybe the app is concerned. They're probably not going to give you much investment advice. But basically, their goal is to introduce beginners to investing, and that's what they do best. This app guides new account holders through a simple getting started process, asking you a couple questions to determine your risk tolerance, and then providing a list of suggested ETFs. And then narrow the options down to those that make sense for the user for your financial situation. So they have this system set up where they can, based off of what they have available, very similar to how how you would operate your 401k. You figure out your risk tolerance, and then out of what we have available, here's what makes sense for your situation. And that brings me to another service that I offer, which is a retirement review. So it's January 17th. If you have not yet looked at your 401k, your TSP, your IRA, made some decisions and adjustments, we do have a new president coming into town, and you have no idea what to do. You just say you got your job, you went through the benefits process, and they say, hey, you do your match, but you still don't really know what to do. I was in that situation. I know how it is. Hit me up. Let's schedule an appointment. Let's get you set up and make sure that you are straight. Because again, it goes back to what we said earlier. You want to have all of this stuff together, the places that you already invest in, and then you're going to do this. This is going to be your secondary thing. This is going to be your individual investing that you're going to do with these apps or with these brokerage accounts. So what we've gone over today, going over 6, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, those are your discount brokers. Give you a lot of access to the market, and you can do a lot of gives you a lot of flexibility. We talked about Loyal 3 and Robinhood. That's going to be more so, I guess you could say, for the beginner to intermediate investors. Obviously, those are apps, limited resources and tools, but you got to get more access to the market, more things available to you to invest in. And then you got Stash, you got Acorns. Acorns is really geared towards college students. Stash is geared towards the beginner investor to help you narrow down your options so you can get in the game. I don't have really an opinion on any of them. I just wanted to present to you guys some information because you guys have been asking a lot about it, but now you know what they're geared towards. Hopefully you know what your situation is, and nothing really should stop you, hopefully, from getting in the game, whatever level that you are at. Now, in Stock Market 101, we actually go through this a lot more in detail, but I did want to provide a video for you guys to give you the information that you need, quick information that you need to know whether you need to move forward in your investing journey. All right, guys. Again, the oil investment session, 30 minutes left to sign up for that. We're doing that tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Register, get signed up. You don't want to miss it. It's for everybody. So don't think that if you have never invested, you don't need to come. No, this is where you can actually start to learn and start to begin to understand language, terminology, and all of that. Go to my website, www.ergj.net. in order to find out all the other classes that are upcoming: Stock Market 101, the Stock Pool, the class for adults, the class for kids, the marijuana session that's coming up as well. All of that you can find on the website. So hey, let me play my outro music and I'll be done. So I appreciate your time. This is ERGJ TV with the New Black Wall Street.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there in the next episode of the New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.